I'm very well aware that this topic is very sensitive and that it might ruffle a feather or two. I know you've seen the title, but bear with me and just listen to what I have to say. The keto influencers and why I decided to opt out of kind of following them and kind of listening to their ways. So if you guys were wondering what my opinion is on this and kind of where I'm coming from being somebody who's been like doing keto or following the keto way of eating for many years, and who's somebody who struggled with weight loss for pretty much her whole life, then please stay tuned. Hi friends, welcome. My name is Danielle and this is Daniela Diaries, and today we're just gonna chit chat, a little chisme session, if you will. A little, just not chisme, but just kind of a let it all out, just let it off my chest. We're gonna free ourselves, free your mind, you know what I mean. So today I want to talk to you guys about the internet. Dun, 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 and all the people on the internet. So look, this is probably going to be sounding a little hypocritical from me, somebody who is like an influencer, but which I don't even think I am. I don't know. That word is weird. I don't like it. It doesn't sit well in my mouth. But it's people who have a platform with a following that influence other people's decisions, regardless of how we like the term, right? So I was really ecstatic when keto became so mainstream. I was like, yes, this is great. I don't look as crazy to my relatives when I say this is what I'm eating, or, somebody else can, other people are seeing it and they're catching on and they're also reaping the benefits of such a way of eating. And I thought it was really great. And I started going on a follow galore, not only here on YouTube, but on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook groups. And I was like, yes, my people, I have found them. Let's join a gang. Let's do it together. You know what I mean? Like, let's have keto colors. Bacon will be our mascot. Like, yes, I caught it and I thought it was really wonderful. I was like, this is a great community. Until it wasn't. And it got really scary. It was real scary. There's a lot of scary people in the keto community that are very, very angry. So I want to talk to you guys about how come I no longer follow probably any keto accounts. And if I do follow some people who do follow keto, is because they're just friends of mine and I just so happened to find them on my keto journey and we became friends. And a lot of them don't even do or follow keto anymore, to be honest with you. So am I telling you guys to no longer follow them? No. I'm telling you guys the reasons why I chose to opt out and what I found to be very slippery slopey for people who are starting keto and how it kind of misinforms people. So I actually wrote these things down because, I kind of want to come correct. This is no way, I'm not going to name any accounts at all. I'm not going to call out anybody. These are just the reasons why I found in general that I was like, no. So why I stopped following keto accounts 101. The first one was everybody has quit following keto. Basically, they've either gone to a completely different way of eating, their goals have changed, they are very wishy-washy, and keto isn't trending anymore. I said it. It's not trending anymore. And this is going to be the cold hard honest truth for a lot of people. Social media is a lot of people's jobs. As much as people like to say it's not a job, it's a job. People make an income and they make a very nice income. Okay, it's not only just from views, it's from affiliate links, it's from sponsorships. You will get money. There's a lot of passive income to be made, and it's a nice little career to be made. As much as people cannot wrap their minds around it, much like people in my own life cannot wrap their head around the fact that, I'm just not sitting home eating bonbons all day. It's a career for them. And they have to keep the viewers' interest. And, you know, a lot of people went from like Weight Watchers, because remember when Weight Watchers came out with Freestyle, it was huge, everybody was on it. Then they, you know, did that, and then they did keto. I did it. It wasn't so much for like the views, because I was still a very small channel. It was just because I was just trying to lose weight, honestly. And, you know, they'll kind of go from here to there, and then carb cycling became big, so a lot of people said, oh, you know, I'm not going to do keto, I'm going to do carb cycling now, and it just changes. It is what it is. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to follow them, because I really follow them to see what they were eating, and I'm not eating anything they're eating, so I unfollowed them. Another reason why I stopped following a lot of accounts is because it was constant cheating. It was constant, just, you know, they would have really good days, and then they would, you know, oh my God, I did so good, and then they would cheat a lot. And it was constantly like up and down, on and off. Like they'd be like, oh my God, I'm back on keto today, and then the next day it wasn't. And it was just like, you are making it seem so much more like work, and it wasn't motivating to me. I didn't find a lot of accounts to be motivating. And it was the up and downs, it was the in and outs, it was the excuses. It was like, look, I'm trying to be the best me I can. I'm trying to heal myself, and I feel like only thing you're promoting is self-sabotage. And I couldn't watch it anymore. It's honestly truly sad, because some of the people I know they're going through things, and I'm really just praying for them. And I hope that they kind of figure out their issues and kind of get it together. And, you know, it's life. Life is like that. They haven't found what works for them. And unfortunately, not everybody can find the benefits and the relief from a keto way of eating. And that's okay. That's okay to say, you know what, this just doesn't work for me. It's too restrictive. It doesn't fit my lifestyle. That's okay. Find something that does. If you guys haven't seen my videos before on how to lose weight and how to figure out which way of eating works for you, I highly suggest that you watch that video, because I basically give out 10 steps on how to figure out what's going to work for you. How can you lose weight? And sometimes keto just does not fit into everybody's lifestyle. It may be too restrictive. It may require too much effort, and it just may not be where they're at, and that's okay. But when you are just kind of making videos for views, or making TikToks for views, or making reels for views, is where I'm like, okay, this is aggravating me. I gotta step back. And that's okay too. It's not their fault that they're not working for me anymore. I can't expect them to change for me. Only thing I could do is wish them well and step away. And that's okay. There's no, in this day and age, in this culture, you do not have to like everybody. It's just, you don't have to. And you're not a hater if you are just saying, hey, I don't follow them anymore. You're not a hater. You're a hater when you're constantly watching them, and then you constantly are going on and commenting and talking crap, or like gossiping about them or whatever, and ended up just being rude. Then you're a hater. You're not a hater if you're saying, hey, look, this just doesn't work for me anymore. Right? Right. Okay. Another thing is a lot of them are making these recipes, and I don't think they're eating them. There was numerous accounts. I literally just came across a TikTok the other day where it said, lose weight with keto without eating a vegetable ever again. And the girl literally showed herself frying her bacon in butter and like using the grease from that and like dipping like this. And I was like, you know, or they are really, really thin, and they're making these really, really decadent recipes that you're like, okay, either you have a personal trainer, you're not eating those. Like I can tell you, right, because nothing, if you actually sat there and took up the calories and the ingredients and everything like that, they would be in a severe caloric surplus, and there would be no way that they can remain that size if they're eating like that every day, that they're saying like, I eat this every day, I eat, you know. And it's not, I'm not like saying for like ketovore or anything, or carnivore where people are eating like fatty cuts of meat. That's not where I'm going with this. These specific recipes that I have, that I'm thinking of, that these people that I watched are eating, you know, the breads, the wraps, the pastas, all these things where if you look at the total carb count without your minusing or subtracting all the net carbs and the fibers, it's a lot. It's a lot. And then I will get and then I'll read some of the comments and they're like, hey, I did your 30-day meal plan and I've actually gained 10 pounds. If you guys were looking, you guys have to, no matter what type of way of eating that you are choosing, you guys have to watch your micronutrients. You got to watch your macronutrients. You have to get your vegetables in, okay? If you guys do not like to physically eat vegetables, that's okay. I always recommend this to everybody. This is the Teami Greens. This way you're able to get your macros and your micros. This has all the good greens that you will need. It has wheatgrass, chlorophyll, spirulina, chlorella, spinach, broccoli, kale, kelp, rocket leaf powder, parsley powder, celery powder, grapeseed extract, and dandelion extract with matcha, acai, and Garcinia Gamboa or something like that. But this has the 16 superfoods, 100% plant-based, vegan, GMO-free, gluten-free, dairy-free. There's no fillers, no additives, no artificial flavors, any of that stuff. This is basically your serving of veggies. If you don't want to eat it, take a scoop of this. It doesn't taste bad. Cold water, slam it back, move on with your day. You got your good nutrients in. You have to feed your body accordingly. Okay, you have to get your good micronutrients in, especially if you're moving. We're talking, this isn't only about weight loss. This is about health. Okay, if you do not have good, you need to take care of your heart. You need to take care of your lungs. You need to take care of your central nervous system, your body, all of these things, okay? You have to feed them adequately and efficiently to keep everything moving. Your health, please listen to me, please. You can be fat skinny or skinny fat, okay? You can be 120 pounds and have high cholesterol, have a bad heart, you got some, pulmonary disease. You can just have it all, okay? You can have severe sciatica issues because of the weight. You can have poor health and still be skinny. You have to be healthy. You have to take care of your body. I want you guys to live a long life, okay? I don't want you to be like my poor aunt at 61 and then no longer be here. I want you guys to get real old, okay? So you have to take care of you. Get those checkups, see the doctors. Get all your essential vitamins in, okay? I have a link and everything down below. Check them out. It's a super easy way to get it in there, and it tastes good and it's quick and you're out the door. If you don't want to have a salad or a thing of broccoli or whatever, it's all right here. It's all right here. Check them out. An easy way to get those nutrients in, and it's super, super important for your body, okay? Another thing that I found was that a lot of people became gimmicky about stuff, especially, and this is not targeting anybody's, hustle. I know that there's a lot of controversy about, like, what do they call those? The networking sellings? MLMs. I know a lot of people have a lot of passion about canceling MLMs. I don't really care, to be honest with you. If that's a way that a mom at home is able to make some extra side cash and still be able to raise her kids at home, look, I've worked outside the home and I've had small children, and you don't get those days back. So if they want to do that, I'm not knocking their hustle. I don't really care. I just don't buy the stuff, and that's just kind of where I leave it. I don't understand the other issues with it. But, I feel like a lot of people will be like, doing keto for 30 days, and they have like their little pack of ketones and stuff like that, and you can be in ketosis, and then they'll be like, 60 hours no food, and we're gonna do a 60-hour reboot, lost 10 pounds in 60 hours. Yeah, because you didn't eat anything for 60 hours. I mean, it becomes a hustle. It becomes a hustle and it becomes gimmicky. When I decided to I made a video, and it did really well for me. It did very, very well for me. I think it has like over 65,000 views, where I talked about how keto made me fat, right? And I said, you know what, from here on out, I'm gonna count total carbs. I'm staying away from the sugar alcohols, wraps, all those things. And it did really well. And I started following a no frills keto approach, which I still to this day. And I want to say I made that video in July. I started following, watching my total carbs. I stay away from a lot of sweets. I eat more whole foods, And I keep everything very basic and simple. I don't fancy and gussy up a lot of things. I don't make, you know, I try to make like Taco Bell recipes at home and stuff. I just don't do that. I just keep it plain and simple. Protein, leafy vegetable, you know, things like that. Eggs, I do a higher protein, a lower fat, and it just works. I've been very successful. I've lost about 25 pounds. I've lost a ton of inches. If you guys were interested in seeing my transformation, check out my No Frill Ketos playlist. You will see the weight loss transformation from July 5th until I believe last week, where I look like a completely different person. Okay, I also added in a lot of mental health aspects. We're also going to touch on that. But my point is when I did that video and it did really well, a lot of people started jumping on it, and they were doing like the no frills, I'm counting total carbs, I'm going to stay away from the wraps. And then once that kind of, I don't want to say trend, but once that like idea started to die down, then it was like, oh, okay, I'm going to do, what was the next one? The protein PMSF, you know what I mean? Protein modified sparing fasting. I forget how it goes. But then they started to do that. And then they'll be like, oh, then that started to die down. And then they're like, oh, okay, well now I'm just going to do a calorie deficit. And then that, because that's getting popular. So there was no structure and there was no continuity. And I felt like, I felt abandoned by some of these people where I was like, oh, I thought we were in on this together, but I guess not. And should I change? But this is working for me, but they're changing. Should I change? And then I'll see them do like, you know, and I'm not saying that, you know, calorie deficit or the protein modified sparing fasting, whatever it's called, doesn't work, because it does. It does work for a lot of people, and I think that's great. But it was like, well, should I change? But I feel like I'm doing okay and I'm comfortable here, but they're doing it. Should I change too? And then I just like kind of got in my way. And so I started on this journey of better health. I also included my mental health. So I started to see a therapist, and I would tell my therapist, like, should I do that too? Should I like be like the other ones and like be like these other girls and start doing this stuff and including it because they're doing it? And like, I really want to expand my audience and I really want to continue to grow, you know, should I just do that? And she's like, well, are you happy with what you're doing? I said, yeah, I'm happy. I'm seeing results and I'm okay. And she's like, so if it's not broken, why are you trying to fix it? And I was like, but like they're looking better, I guess, and they're like getting a lot of views, and why should, and she's like, that's not what it's about. And she's right. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to have millions of followers and all that stuff and like, you know, be this whole like YouTube guru, but I want to gain that notoriety for being my authentic self and for sticking to my guns and for just being me, not trying to follow the trends. So for those people that started to every 2 weeks, they were trying something different. And this isn't about challenges and stuff like that, because I do know a lot of people like to do challenges. This was basically like every week somebody was changing something, or every other week, every 2 weeks. And it was just because that was the thing that was trending right now. You know what I mean? So I found that to be very disheartening, and I was like, I can't get along with this anymore, you know? Another thing is a lot of people that I have found on social media is they will share a lot of recipes. Okay, guys, these recipes, if you really sit down and calculate them, they're not the best recipes to follow. You're going to see this. But you never see them. And like they would say like keto down 50 pounds, keto down 125 pounds, but you've never seen them. Only thing, the most you've ever seen of these people are their hands. And they're making, you know, creamy, cheesy, ooey gooey, and you're like, oh dang, that looks good. That looks good. Well, what's like, and they lost like 100 pounds? I want to eat like that and lose 100 pounds. I want all the creamy, gooey coffees and the caramels, and I was like, dang. But then you're like, wait, I've never seen this person. They could be lying. They could just be lying, and there's no truth to it, because the internet is essentially a giant smokescreen. I feel like it's, with the exception of people, I think on YouTube, whereas like people like myself, or, you know, not to like toot my horn, but because I've documented everything and you see them where you can see, oh, okay, that there is progress being made. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why a lot of people stuck around with me like last year when I was like following keto, when I just kept getting bigger. I'm telling you guys are some real G's, because I would have been like, this girl is just preaching. I don't know what she's eating, because she ain't eating what she's saying she's eating. I gotta go ahead and bow out because she's looking a mess, you know. And you guys stuck with me, so I appreciate that, because I probably would have unfollowed me, to be honest with you. But when you see these things, it's very disheartening, and you guys have to remember that the internet is a giant smokescreen. They only see what you want. You never see the failures. You only see the successes, and it's constantly trying to be the best trending thing. And it's scary. It's scary because you are essentially trusting these people like they are friends of yours to lead you to this path, and you're like, we're in this together, you know. It's like a pen pal, really. That's how I would think of it. And you're like, we're gonna get through this together. Like women who follow other women on their pregnancy journeys because they're pregnant together, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I'm due at the same time, and oh, okay, and you compare, you know. And you're same thing with the weight loss journey, and you're like, oh, well, I'm eating that too. I've been making all your recipes, and how come I don't look like you? Another thing that I feel like is that they don't promote physical and mental health. I feel like a lot of people are no longer promoting, you know, weight loss in a positive way, but more as punishment, you know, where, oh my God, you know, I did this, so I took 2 weeks off, but when I get back, I'm gonna do, you know, cardio every day for an hour, and I'm gonna be super strict. And it's just like, that is such a binge restrict issue, and it's almost like you're promoting poor mental health, and you're promoting poor eating habits. And for the fact is I have 3 daughters. My oldest daughter is 17 years old, and my daughter, like myself, has struggled with her own weight. And my daughter, I don't push anything upon my kids. I don't really share my kids on the internet, because this isn't their channel, this is my channel. And you know, my daughter has found her own way. You know, she's found a way to, you know, figure out her own ways of eating, which is really funny, because I'll do like a high protein and she does all like tofu. It's weird, but that's what works for her. And, you know, she's taken up her own physical hobbies and stuff like that. But as long as has a good relationship with food, she's not binging and restricting, and she's moving her body, and she's getting healthier, and, you know, she has the appropriate people to talk to, because sometimes you don't want to talk to your mom, you know, then I know she's okay. And I just continue that, because I want her to be okay, and I want her to know that she's okay being her. And it's not about what you look like in the mirror, but how everything's working on the inside. And if you feel good on the inside, it will come out to the outside. So that's just how I choose to parent my own kid. And my daughters have seen that with me. They've seen my issues with food and my struggles with food, and I didn't want that for them. So I had to fix what was broken within me, but I have acknowledged that. I acknowledged that there was an issue with me, and I was broken, and then I'm fixing myself. The fact is that a lot of these people don't see an issue, and they make excuses, and then there's people that are truly like encouraging and applauding them for being like, yeah, girl, it's great. Yeah, you take a month off, enjoy life. It's cool. You can keep losing. But here's the cold hard truth. The losing and gaining in such a fast pace is really, really detrimental to your health. It does a lot of havoc on your heart. And those are the things that scare me, you know, and especially just because of what recently happened in my family. Like, cardiac health is scary, because you don't know. Like, you can't just be like, hey, hi, you good in there? You don't know. It's on you to take care of it, you know, and to make sure that everything is going smoothly. And it's just terrifying to me, you know. And there's just the one thing I have learned in my recent, you know, in my recent months, but it just became more of a statement, is health is wealth. Take care of you, make those appointments, eat good, move your body, and don't treat keto as a diet. Because here's the fun fact, my friends, and this is the cold hard truth. You will eventually get to, if you stick with it and you make it a lifestyle, you're not always going to be on a weight loss journey. Eventually you will lose your weight. And what would you have learned from it? Are you going to go right back to your poor eating skills, or are you going to implement everything in your daily routine? And that's what I found, is that a lot of these people aren't teaching that. It's just quick fixes, quick fasts and stuff like that, whereas it was no improvement. And I just couldn't get behind that. And I had to stop following that because I felt like, should I do that? Like, there's always, even though I'm 37, I'm still influenced by other people, because you're like, oh, should I just like go out and just, like, don't get me wrong, you know, there's times where, like, for example, we went out to eat the day of my aunt's service. Okay, we went out for breakfast, me and my husband. And I had got like a little skillet thing and no potatoes. You know, it was good. It was good. I always get the same thing. And Leo was eating a couple pancakes. Do you want a bite? Yeah, I'll have a bite. I had one bite because I just wanted it. And I had a bite, I ate it, and that was fine. I wasn't like, oh my God, because I don't feel so restrictive, but I had a bite, I moved on with it, and I didn't give the food that control. Nobody's teaching that, like, to where it's okay to have a bite if you just need that bite, but it's how you react. Are you gonna binge? Are you gonna do this? No, because it's just not worth it. I just wanted a bite, a little taste, and I moved on. I didn't harp on it. I didn't, you know, cry about it. I didn't beat myself up about it. I didn't keep going. I just had a bite and I walked away. And that is something that I want to teach everybody to, hey, once in a while you might have a damn bite of a pancake or a piece of a donut or a dang cookie. It's okay. It's okay. But binging and restricting. And I feel like no one's implementing that. And I hope that you guys get that from me. I hope that I can share these ways with you, because it's a beautiful life, but it's also a very short one if you don't take care of yourself. And food should not be treated as such a, I don't know. I understand that food comes with memories in our culture. I understand that. But I don't understand also why we treat food as a reward, like we are dogs. You know, why is it like, well, if you do really good this week, you can get a donut, you know? And I can tell you this because I used to do that with my kids. All right, guys, if you don't give me a hard time waking up every day this week, on Friday, we'll go to Dunkin' Donuts and I'll get you a donut. I don't do that anymore because they're not dogs. I'm not going to reward them with treats. Hey, if you guys do really good this week, I'll take you to the Dollar Tree and you guys can get something. You can get a little treat or whatever. But it's not food. If they go to Dollar Tree and they try to get like chips or something, I don't let them. Because that's not what it is. I'm not treating you, I'm not giving you a treat. I'm not playing fetch with you, and if you give me your paw, I'm gonna give you a treat. You're not my dog, you're my kids. And I'm not treating myself like that. Like, well, if you do really good and you work out 5 days this week, you can get a cookie. No, it's not that serious. I'm eating, I'm full. I got you know how many people in this world do not have the option to have a full belly? I have a full belly. That's it. I'm eating. Food is meant for, you know, it isn't, I just don't feel like it should be treated as such. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the problem. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video because I got to get my kids from school. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope you guys see what the overall message is. This isn't bullying or talking crap or being jealous or being a hater. It's that people are watching. No matter how big or how small your platform is or who you are in your everyday life. Maybe you're just some lady at the pickup line that another mom talks to. People are easily influenced by others, especially when they are going through something that they feel is an unending battle. Weight loss, pregnancy, mourning, divorce, you know, life. If they feel like life has got them down and you have the answer, then they're going to follow it. So be careful of the advice and the tips and the tricks that you give to, because you never know how serious somebody else is going to take them. And just try to promote self-love, body positivity, healthy choices, you know, and just to live a long, healthy life, because that is the key. That is the key, my friends. If you guys want to check out any of the stuff from Teami, I'll leave it linked down below. They also got rehydrate stuff. They have a bunch of good stuff. I truly love these and I recommend these to everyone. I actually bought these for my dad too. So check them out. We'll see you on the next one. If you guys are new here, hey, Stick around, subscribe. I gotta go get my kids or the teachers are gonna talk about me. And I'm not gonna wear this to pick them up because it's 95 degrees outside. Okay, bye friends.